Market Prospects, delivering timely information and education to prairie farmers for over 30 years. Market Prospects is brought to you by the University of Saskatchewan's Department of Agricultural and Resource Economics and these sponsors. Log on to marketprospects.usask.ca to view past programs and for information on upcoming programs.
Well, feed production and innovation is all tied to ongoing efforts to expand the livestock industry on the Canadian prairies. This week on Market Prospects, we take a close look at feed research here in Saskatchewan. Joining us is Dr. Rex Newkirk, Research Chair in Feed Processing Technology with Animal and Poultry Science at the University of Saskatchewan. Great to have you in Farmgate.
Well, thank you very much, Bob. It's great to be here.
Right off the top then, how important is feed production and use to prairie agriculture and related industries?
Actually, most people don't understand how large it is. Approximately a third of the grain in Canada grain and oil seeds, our total production goes into feed production within the country, and then there's also exports. And an example beyond that would be even canola. We all think about canola and the oil, but 60% of your seed is meal for livestock. So it's a very important component market, and it also creates an underlying value in that if we have oversupply, if we have off-grade materials, it creates a base value for our crops.
So you're involved in a special initiative here at the University of Saskatchewan. Your mandate, what is it, and what kind of resources and partnerships do you have to help you along on that?
Well, we have lots of resources. My position is research chair, so it's Saskatchewan Agriculture has funded a research chair at the university. And a research chair, I'm a professor, but I'm primarily responsible for doing research to help the industry find value, create value. And so my mandate is to do whatever we can to create more value, to get more value out of the material, to process more efficiently, to be able to utilize materials more efficiently. Lots of resources. The university has many great people, the industry around us. So I have many people that are experts in their areas, and I can work with them, collaborate closely with them. If you look at centers outside of the university, such as POS Pilot Plant, Prairie Swine Center, Western Beef Diversification, all the different colleges on campus, so many, many great resources. Perhaps the most interesting to me, however, is the Canadian Feed Research Centre in North Battleford, which is a very large facility that we can do a great deal of feed processing research, and that's the main area of my research.
So what's your focus and capabilities and capacity with that centre then?
Well, that center's unique in the world. It's the only place where you can do everything from lab scale all the way to commercial. So it's feed processing. We have all the capacity to do many, the normal things you do in feed processing, as well as enhanced opportunities looking at unique ways to process ingredients and get more value out of them. But at the lab scale, so 100 to 200 kilo batches, up to 5 ton an hour fully automated production, and then up to commercial, industrial, we call it industrial scale line. And in fact, in that line, it's leased out 25% of the time to a commercial partner. And so when I'm doing research, we can not only do the basic research and find out what we can do and what's possible, we can take it all the way through, scale it up. And when we teach our students, we give them a hands-on real-world experience.
And practical application in the industry too, I guess, eh?
Yeah, and we were speaking earlier before the show about seed sorting, and we can look at technology and say, is this commercially relevant to the industry? Can we take out, in this case, Fusarium-infected kernels, and what can we do with those? So there's a whole range of things we can look at and drive it back to commercial reality.
So how else will you promote the contributions of feed production and use to the agriculture economy then?
Well, the first thing is to find those opportunities. So spending a lot of time right now meeting with the industry, finding what their priorities are, right? And discover where are those opportunities to create some value, where is their knowledge needed, where is their training needed to add value. We have an advisory committee that oversees our work, that gives us advice and feedback. We certainly will work with, as far as getting the message out, with many media, obviously publishing, doing workshops, working with media, so thank you very much for having me to do that, to talk about the research we can do at the university and also get that feedback, find out how can we help further and how can we better communicate those results so they can put that into commercial reality.
Is there challenges out there, I guess, to get that message across about understanding of this? Or? There
is a little bit of a challenge. As I mentioned with feed, most people sort of see that as a something we have to do or something that, you know, it's on the side, but it's actually a very important part of the economy and actually drives a lot of value back. So I think that's probably our greatest challenge. Within the industry itself, however, people are looking for solutions. They're looking for ways to utilize the material more efficiently. For example, the fusarium, we had a lot of uptake from the industry on that work because people were finding, what do we do with this stuff? We have this issue. We came up with a solution. And so, yes, there's a challenge, but actually, Saskatchewan is great in that it's a very tight-knit community and very collegial. We're willing to work with each other, whether we're in different departments. It's not so much of a competitive atmosphere as a collegial one. And so it actually makes communicating these results and sharing these results with the industry much easier.
Well, great information. Thank you very much for coming on Farmgate.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
Okay, we're back in 2 minutes. Please stay with us.